NGS page?
Yes. LUMS page.
Sorry?
LUMS.
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 Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Amar bin Salim and I represent the Office of Advancement through its marketing team. A very warm welcome to all of you to the Knowledge Week that we are doing for our undergraduate programs. Knowledge Week se murad ye hai कि we are basically going to conduct 4 different webcasts for 4 different undergraduate degree offering schools at LUM. So today it is the webcast for Mushtaq Ahmed Kurmani School of Humanities and Social Sciences. Tomorrow we have one for Sayyid Babar Ali School of Science and Engineering. On Wednesday from 4 to 4:45 p.m. we are going to see you for Sheikh Ahmed Hassan School of Law, and we'll wrap this week up with our question with regards to the Suleiman Daud School of Business. So make sure you're joining us at all of these webcasts. So today, as I've mentioned, we'll be talking about the Mushtaq Ahmed Kurmani School of Humanities and Social Sciences, which, by the way, enjoys a very sturdy, very robust reputation with regards to academic excellence and, high-quality liberal arts education in the country. Its departments of humanities and social sciences are the best in the country, without a doubt. Now, again, webcasts give you an opportunity to, converse with us, talk to us about your queries, about your confusions, about suggestions, talk to us about what your future could be like, and then we're basically doing these webcasts for you so that you could make an informed decision with regards to what you want to do when you join LUMS, the program that you should be joining us in, and the career trajectory that you could have once you graduate. So for that, I have a very interesting panel with me today. We have Mr. Yasser Hashmi, Ms. Ilya Mohsin, and Ms. Anush Fatma. So Mr. Yasser Hashmi is an assistant professor at Mushtaq Ahmed Kurmani School of Humanities and Social Sciences. He teaches psychology, and he has been with us since 1998. Ms. Ilya Mohsin is a part of our administrative team, and she is also an alumna of the Mushtaq Ahmed Kurmani School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and also of the School of Education at LUMS with MPhil in Education Leadership and Management. And Ms. Anush Fatma is currently enrolled in the Economics and Politics program at the Kurmani School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and she is also the president of the Student Council at LUMS. So many thanks to all of you for joining us today. Hashmi sir, pehla question aapke paas leke aaunga. Could you please introduce the School of Humanities and Social Sciences to our audience, and also talk about the different programs that we are offering through this school?
Right. So, Mushtaq Ahmed Kurmani School of Humanities and Social Sciences, it's one of the oldest schools at LUMS. Actually, LUMS में जब undergraduate शुरू हुई थी, first graduating class was 97 or 98. So we offered economics and computer sciences majors. So that economics program has been there since then.
Okay.
So school has grown, and we've increased the number of undergraduate programs that we offer. Right now we have, I think, probably the leading economics undergraduate program, I would say in the region, at least in Pakistan, I would also say. We also have other programs that are, so we have economics and mathematics for people who want to do a little stronger flavor of the mathematics aspect. We have economics and political science.
Okay.
Of course, economics and politics are deeply connected, and the program sort of explored some of the interconnecting themes. Then on the humanities side, we have sociology, anthropology as one of the majors. We have history, we have English literature, and we have pure politics as well. So these are all also undergraduate programs. I should mention also that in addition to these, तो ये सब तो हमारे मेजर्स हो गए कि इसमें आपकी डिग्री मिल जाती है. इसके अलावा हमारे पास और डिसिप्लिन्स भी हैं in which we offer minors. So you take a major, and then to complement your understanding of a related area, you can take minors. So we have minors for जिन चीज़ों में majors हैं उनमें हम minors भी offer करते हैं. So you can mix and match. In addition, we have a minor in philosophy, we have minors in psychology, we have it in religious studies. So we have a very broad set of disciplines and ideas that people can learn from.
Okay, so I think it's quite unique what we're trying to do at LUMS, offering you to, specialize in something, but at the same time you could go for something that is entirely different to what you study, or that is true for all the program, all the schools at LUMS. मतलब आप किसी भी जगह major कर सकते हैं, minor फिर भी आप humanities school या business school या whatever school जहाँ पे आप undergraduate का minor offer करें आप कर सकते हैं. But if I were to ask you कि इसका benefit क्या है?
Okay, so knowledge is connected. So हमने decide तो हम कर लेते हैं कि जी हम textbook में ये चीज़ें लिखेंगे, ये नहीं लिखेंगे, लेकिन in the real world, knowledge is connected to each other, to all sorts of things. You can't examine an economic question without looking at its political implications, its historical implications. So, एक तो ये idea है कि when you offer a breadth of study, that people acquire the breadth of ideas that they need to function well in the real world. हमने सब ये सुना है कि जी किताबी पढ़ाई में तो बहुत अच्छे हैं लेकिन चलते नहीं हैं.
चलते real life में
नहीं चलते. So the breadth of education is that your knowledge base should match the problem space. There are problems in the real world that we are expected to solve when we go into, professional life, and our knowledge base should match the problem set. So that's the goal of a broad-based education. इसके अलावा, मैं तो academic हूँ, professor, so I think knowledge is fun in itself. You get up in the morning and you're excited, you want to know things, you want to read new things. Giving a major and a minor and giving that breadth of topics available allow people to follow their passions. So I might want to have a career in economics, but I might be really interested in history. I'm a psychologist, but honestly, I think I read a lot more history these days than I read psychology. So it's an opportunity for students to really, have fun and pick up all the ideas that they're interested in, that inspire them, that excite them.
Definitely, it's a new dimension to my own understanding कि हम जो है different. Why is it an interdisciplinary university? So, but at the same time, it gives me an opportunity to market LUMS as well. मैं marketing department से हूँ तो मुझे थोड़ा सा वो भी करना है. So yeah, मतलब when you study courses from different schools, from different disciplines, it also makes you more skillful, enhances your own repertoire. And LUMS की एक बहुत unique बात ये भी है कि we maintain a 95% graduate employability index, which means that the students who graduate get hired within the first few months, 95% of them. And we have been top ranked in terms of graduate employability by QS Graduate Employability Rankings 2021. So yeah, मैंने पूरा message अपना दे दिया. So Elia, आपके पास आता हूँ. You've been a graduate of the Humanities Social Sciences School. You've been a part of LUMS administrative team. फिर उसके बाद आपने अपना MPhil भी School of Education से किया. And you've been associated with the same school for the longest time. So what do you think, what sets us apart from different humanities and social sciences schools, maybe across the globe, but in Pakistan as well? What is that unique selling proposition that we have?
So, okay, as a student, जब मैं भी आई थी, I had the typical subjects. I think maybe not typical because I moved to business and economics side. I think मेरे time के हिसाब से moving away from physics, chemistry and sciences, that was gave me a different side. But still, I was very focused on business, economics और computer science मेरे पास होता था. And उसी aim के साथ मैं LUMS ही आई थी. I think this school actually opened up my eyes कि अच्छा इसके अलावा भी subject areas हैं, इसके अलावा भी offerings होती हैं. I remember I was scared of taking these new courses जिनके titles बड़े scary लगते थे. But when I started taking the course, I remember Sociology of Deviance very, very clearly. ये मैंने course उठाया था and we had, I've forgotten the name, but वो एक foreigner थी who taught us Sociology of Deviance. So that was the first time I was exposed to a completely different discipline, जो मैंने अपने O levels, A levels में नहीं experience किया था. So that was what the school was offering me. मैंने इतने economics courses भी कर लिए थे that I decided कि okay मैं इसको minor कर लेती हूँ, but I completely shifted my direction. Then criminology के courses मुझे पढ़ने को मिले. And I
Okay.
thought सिर्फ law major या law वाले students पढ़ सकेंगे, but you know the point of view जिससे मैं पढ़ी थी, that was something that the School of Humanities and Social Sciences gave me. I remember I took a course with Sir Yasir Hashmi. मैंने इनका Psychology 100 भी दिया था, and I was like, oh, this is so easy. और जब mid आया, I was like, ये मैं क्या पढ़ रही थी? And that made me realize कि इतना easy नहीं है. हम समझते हैं class में पढ़ लिया, attend कर लिया, हाँ last minute पढ़ लेंगे, last 3 months में पढ़ लेंगे. So it didn't work like that. So I had to put in the effort. I had to
Okay.
hone my research skills and writing skills. And we were shifting from quarter to the semester system as well. So वो थोड़ी speed और वो भी फर्क होता था उस दफ़ा. But the major thing that the School of Humanities and Social Sciences did was कि it just completely changed my viewpoint कि अच्छा ये disciplines हैं and how they're connected. हम समझते हैं कि अच्छा एंथ्रोपोलॉजी सोशियोलॉजी ले ली है हमने या इंग्लिश या हिस्ट्री ले लिया है तो ओके आई कैन ओनली गो इनटू टीचिंग या एक पर्टिकुलर हम जॉब और करियर्स में जा सकते हैं. दैट्स नॉट इट. After graduation, I was actually in a corporate world.
Okay.
मेरे development side पे भी मैंने काम किया है. I worked for grants. I created these programs जिसमें हमारे lower income strata वाले and illiterate जो होती है community उनके लिए कि कैसे हम उनके लिए programs बनाए. How can they be basically उनकी improvement के लिए हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं
ठीक है.
without having them to move out of what they're doing, their traditional work जो कर रहे हैं.
Okay.
So जो सारी insights मुझे मिली थी, I was able to apply, but in a corporate world.
I see.
And that also gave me the opportunity कि मैं वापस education में भी आ सकी. So the skills that I gained, they're still handy to me, and I think that's the best thing that the school has done for me.
Exactly. अच्छा हम काफ़ी दफ़ा डिफरेंट स्कूल्स में जाते हैं उनसे बात करते हैं बच्चों से who are now you know thinking of their universities और जो अपने programs अब जो उन्होंने प्रोग्राम देना होगा उनके भी क्वेश्चंस कुछ सिमिलर होते हैं जो आपने बात की कि हमें लगता है कि इसके बाद सिर्फ टीचिंग का करियर हो सकता है. आई रिमेंबर आई वेंट टू कराची विद बकार जैदी 2 years back and then he clarified this thing कि काफ़ी सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो कि वो वर्किंग इन द इंडस्ट्री और पाकिस्तान से बाहर काम कर रहे हैं और एकेडमिया में नहीं भी हैं और कुछ एकेडमिया में है भी बट wherever they are जो लम्स के ग्रेजुएट्स हैं स्पेशली वो they're making a name for themselves और there is a lot more that you can do once you graduate with a degree from the humanities and social sciences school. Anush, आपके पास आता हूँ. You're a current student. Your opinion is very, very valuable to us and for the people who will be joining us next year, inshallah ta'ala. कितना difficult है LUMS का program? जो खास तौर से economics and politics की बात कर लेते हैं. How hard are the academics? कितने all-nighters आपने pull कर चुकी हैं? कितनी दफ़ा जो है midnight oil जो है वो burn कर लिया है? कैसा होता है pressure?
I'm currently like on probably an hour and a half of sleep.
Oh my God.
2 meetings से आ रही हूँ, class मेरी background में चल रही है, so that is the current situation. But I think LUMS के अंदर when we talk about pressure, I don't think any student just thinks about academics only. I think that is a very important aspect of the LUMS life. That, for example, personally for me, I am doing something that is very different from pure academics, from sitting in a classroom. This is practical experience. Like I'm coming from a budget meeting, a planning meeting, all of that. So I think firstly when we talk about the pressure and the opportunity that LUMS has to offer, uske andar the opportunities are very vast. So your extracurriculars, the kind of societies you're joining as a freshman, as a sophomore, I think that is a great impact as well. And just for the academics, there are obviously it is difficult because I think LUMS के अंदर आते हुए we say that LUMS is a bubble, but जो LUMS के अंदर आके आपका एक bubble burst होता है, that's that. I mean, I was one of the smartest kids in my class in OA levels, but then you come here and you realize that all these kids were the smartest kids in their class.
Exactly.
So that is a sudden realization, and sometimes it just it makes you a bit एक थोड़ा negative pressure भी होता है because suddenly you're not the smartest kid in the class anymore. But then at the same time, it's such a, I remember in my freshman year when I used to sit in classes and, there were kids coming from the best schools in Pakistan and abroad. You realize that there is just so much to learn, and not just from the instructors, from the people older than you, but just from your fellow peers. Because everybody has lived a life that is so different. People talk about books, some people, they're passionate about different things. So it is such a rich experience. So I think when we talk about campus life, it's not just the fun aspect. It's also that any conversation you're having with anybody at any hierarchy level, it is such a learning experience. And I think LUMS के अंदर जो 4 साल का एक होता है कि they go by so fast. That's because there's so much to learn, and there is so much to know. That I think that is the best part of the entire LUMS experience. And now that I had my last enrollment yesterday, and it's a really sad feeling.
Must be
that
very emotional for you.
it is very emotional. And I got all my courses, which was really weird too. And you're like,
Wow.
wow, like
You're
you
lucky.
suddenly
There are
become the
your peers
first
who are
player.
also watching the program. Better not say it on camera.
But I think it is, and as Ma'am Elia said, you open the course memo and you don't even understand half of the words, but you're like, okay, I want to take this. You're studying Qawwali, you're studying courses that you never thought you'd be able to experience. And I think it's such a wonderful experience. And this is coming also from an emotional point of view, that now when you know that it's ending, there's still so much that you want to know, want to learn, want to experience, that I think it is an absolute joy to be in this place, both academically and in the extracurriculars aspect as well.
I see. और वैसे भी जैसे आप अभी कह रही थी कि मतलब when you open the course book and you see different courses, you don't even understand क्या होगा, and you just take them up, और उसके बाद जहाँ से आपका पेपर आता है मिड में, then you say कि यार ये क्यों उठाया था मैंने ये वाला कोर्स. और आपकी बात से मुझे याद आया, कई दफ़ा बच्चे मुझे कह रहे होते सर हमारे 8 ही हैं, हमने 8 ही स्टार ले लिए हैं, तो लम्स में तो हमारा हो जाएगा. बिल्कुल अगर आपका हो सकता है, उसके बाद आपको इनका एक्सपीरियंस याद रहना चाहिए बिल्कुल से, क्योंकि मतलब yes you probably could be the smartest school and very academically very brilliant in your O levels, A levels, but जब आप लम्स में आते हैं तो फिर सबके 8 होते हैं, और it's a different ball game here, but I'm sure you will enjoy, because as Anuj said, there is a lot to learn. It's not just academics, it's so much more. Just there's meetings, and it also gives you a very insightful glimpse of the practical world. So it's not a bubble, and वो burst हो जाएगा जब आप लम्स में आएंगे. Okay, at the same time मैं आपको थोड़ा सा remind कराते चलूँ कि for the undergraduate program at the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, आपके पास जो आपको एक टेस्ट देना होगा, prerequisite test, that is के baseline test है हमारा, या तो आप SAT दे सकते हैं, या आप ACT दे सकते हैं, और you could go for LUMS Common Admission Test LCAT. So उसके लिए आपको register करना पड़ेगा. There's just one test. For different schools we have different testing requirements, but for the School of Humanities and Social Sciences there's this one test that you will have to appear for. So उसकी तैयारी start कर लें आप. All the dates कि आपने कब तक देना है ये test, they're available on our website. So मेरे लिए भी याद करना मुश्किल है, वरना मैं आपको बता देता. So okay, हाशमी अब आपके पास फिर से, how have we structured the degree programs? मतलब शुरू से ही अगर किसी बच्चे ने अपना डिफाइन कर दिया कि मैंने एंथ्रोपोलॉजी करी, तो शुरू से एंथ्रोपोलॉजी करेगा, या उसको टाइम मिलेगा सिलेक्ट करने का कि मैंने कौन सा कोर्स मैंने कौन सी स्पेशलाइजेशन लेनी है?
I think there are two things that I need to clarify over here. एक तो ये कि हमारा when you come into the undergraduate program in the Gurmani school, you do the first 2 years you are doing courses across the board.
ठीक है.
तो हमने opportunity दी है. Most people who coming here don't know what anthropology is. They might not know what history is. So we've given them an opportunity कि आप देख लें, try some of this, try some of that.
Okay.
Also, during this time, you take some of the building block courses. So writing and composition is going to be something that's going to apply throughout the degree. So वो हमारे university course हम उन्हें कहते हैं कि आपने university course कुछ courses करने होते हैं to pick up your basic skills. Then we have a couple of school courses as well कि ये चीज़ें ज़रूरी हैं हमारे if you want to study here. So पहले साल में आप थोड़ा बहुत explore करते हैं, थोड़े बहुत अपने core courses करते हैं, and at the end of the second year you get to choose your major. Yeah, I've decided, I've looked at everything, I want to do economics or I want to do politics, and then you go through with that. Now there are people coming in, कुछ लोगों का पहले से ही पता होता है कि जी I know what I want to do. Some people don't know. Okay, I am not sure, right? So I've started at doing physics. I've ended up doing psychology. So the 2 years gives people an opportunity to explore, find out what they want to do. But there's something else. Suppose someone is 100% sure कि जी मैंने ये करना है. इकोनॉमिक्स करना है या मैंने मैथमेटिक्स करना है, यूजुअली हमारे सिस्टम में लोगों ने ये डिसाइड ऐसे किया होता है कि जी ये जॉब मैंने करनी है, उसके लिए इकोनॉमिक्स चाहिए, इसलिए मैं इकोनॉमिक्स कर रहा हूँ. अब इकोनॉमिक्स आपको पसंद है कि नहीं है, इकोनॉमिक्स में मैथमेटिक्स होती है, आपकी मैथमेटिकल स्किल्स इस लेवल की हैं कि आप इकोनॉमिक्स हैंडल कर सकेंगे कि या नहीं, ये यूनिवर्सिटी में आके पता चलता है. तो वेरी ऑफन स्टूडेंट्स जो आ जाते हैं उनको तो अबाउट 60-80% ऑफ देम हमने ये करना है. जब करना पड़ता है, प्रूफ ऑफ द पुडिंग इज इन द ईटिंग. यू स्टार्ट ईटिंग एंड यू से अच्छा नहीं, ये नहीं है, ये पसंद नहीं है हमें. And so that first 2 years also gives people an opportunity to, find out कि अच्छा करने तो ये आए थे, लेकिन actually हमारा aptitude, interest असल में ये नहीं है.
ठीक है.
And that's a difficult decision making time for students and their parents.
Okay.
So क्योंकि people are looking for, realistically in Pakistan, people are saying, what's the job I'm going to do afterwards? So I think it's also important to mention that no matter what degree you get from LUMS, you still get a job. 95% of people within 3 months have gotten a job. And in fact, our students are going, a lot of students of the Gurmani school, irrespective of what major they've done, they're going into civil service. Very often the toppers are from our school.
Just the other day I was reading a 10% your intake has CSSQ. That is from LUMS.
Yeah.
It's very surprising. And
10% is coming from one university, and a big chunk of that is coming from the Gurmani school.
Okay.
इसी तरह हमारे the multinational companies जो industry में जा रहे हैं students, a big chunk of them again are graduates of the Gurmani school, and it doesn't depend really on their major. People from all sorts of majors are finding their way there. Then of course a lot of people are getting into, they're going for further education, masters, or maybe some of them want to get into academics, or PhD भी करने जा रहे हैं. And again, our graduates from our school from every discipline have been placed in some of the best universities in the world. Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, Yale, आप उठा लें, graduates from our school are making their way there. So the structure of the degree is, first we give you opportunity to find out where can you really shine.
okay.
Then we have our degree. The degrees are structured sort of very much like, degrees would be structured in any university, in the good university in the world. So they are building block courses, and then you get a lot of elective courses. कि आपने economics में इस industrial economics में specialize करें तो उसमें 1-2 courses होंगे. आपने history में, post-colonial history में specialize करना है तो वहाँ पे courses होंगे. So you take a basic set of core courses, and then you have bunch of electives.
Okay, I understand कि बात इसमें थोड़ी सी लंबी हो जाएगी, लेकिन for the benefit of the students who are watching us, who are planning on applying to LUMS, is it a disadvantage in some way that a student doesn't know which particular area will he be,
He or she.
Thank will
you.
be going for once they join the School of Humanities? क्योंकि अगर उसको पता नहीं है कि मैंने किस में बात है, वो अपनी पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट में वो फिर लिख भी नहीं सकता. तो is it a disadvantage in any way?
No, I don't think so. I think we get very good students who are unsure when they come in.
ठीक है.
And we get very good students who are very sure when they come in, right? So I think a personal statement is, when I read a personal statement from someone who's applied, and we do read them by the way, I'm looking for, does this person have something original that काटा पीटी कट पेस्ट का दौर है कि जी वहाँ से उठा लिया. But I'm looking for, can I hear the person speaking in their personal statement?
Okay.
And does this person seem like they have an open mind, they're interested, and they want to learn? So and there are many ways in which people can give across this expression. कई दफ़ा कह सकते हैं जी मैंने ये अभी किताब पढ़ी, उसमें मुझे ये interesting लगा, and I read that and I say, looks like this person is, reads for one thing. आजकल तो YouTube पे देखते हैं, लेकिन this person has read something, or they might say that I went through this life experience and this is what I learned from it, and this is the questions that I have. Okay. So all those kinds of things, when they appear in a personal statement, I would look at it and say, yeah, we'd like to have this person with us.
Okay, बिल्कुल सही. Elia, आपने, as I've mentioned, काफी देर से associated with the same school. What do you think is the role should be of alumni? काफ़ी जो भी हमारे मैंने काफ़ी देखा लम्स में स्पेशली शायद more than any other university in the country कि the alumni keep coming back to लम्स. कभी वो donations की सूरत में होते हैं, कभी they're giving their time to us, कभी they're teaching with us in many ways, and they're very very helpful. But in your opinion, what should the role the alumni be playing for the overall development of the university?
I think what you've mentioned, and mentorship for
Yeah, okay.
the current students, because alumni एक position पे पहुंच जाते हैं, and her alumni would be in a specific stage of their career, higher education if they want to pursue masters or PhD. So I think her level पे, if they come back and remain connected, help the students and also the university. Because of course if you're helping the students, आप university में भी एक role play कर रहे हैं. So it's very important, and I think mentorship right now is very very crucial. बच्चे यही समझते हैं कि ओके हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा हम क्या करें, what do we do. जैसे हाशमी साहब ने कहा कि sometimes they like ये जॉब करनी है, so मुझे यही मेजर लेना होगा. सो आई मीन एक कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में जाने के लिए भी सोशल साइंसेस का मेजर जा सकता है. द पॉसिबिलिटी, द पाथवे, व्हाट डिड दे डू. So when you come back, when you give back to the students and the university and the school, when you discuss your career trajectory, when you discuss, okay, you know, in life I did this, मेरे ये avenues थे, and if you share that information, so it's very very helpful.
Of course, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही. दूसरा अनुष आपसे पहले भी इस बारे में बात हो रही थी कि you were saying कि the teachers are very helpful and all of that. तो मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, वी ऑलवेज से कि वी हैव एन ओपन डोर पॉलिसी. आप जो भी आप चीज़ कर रहे हैं आप अपने टीचर के पास जा सकते हैं, वेदर इट इज़ फ्रॉम द सेम प्रोग्राम, वेदर इट इज़ फ्रॉम लिंक डिसिप्लिन और ए टोटली अनरिलेटेड डिसिप्लिन. इज इट लाइक दैट एट लम्स या ये सिर्फ कहने की बात है वैसे कहते हैं?
No, it's actually when I came to LUMS in the orientation week, and so we have an ad drop week, which is the first week of the course,
Teacher.
right? So in that time, the student is kind of like auditing, you're deciding whether you want to keep the course or not. And especially in freshman year, because when you come to LUMS, you're a very scared kid, because, you know, no, all of a sudden you have, you know, a driver picking you and dropping you from school, and it's 6 hours in a place, and all of a sudden you're somewhere for 12 hours and you're on your own. And the instructors, I remember they used to say this one thing, that even apart from the courses, if you ever have any trouble with your personal life, anything to do with mental health, all of that, you know, you can just come and talk to us. And that was a very shocking thing, I must say, because in school, like, instructors are very just, it's only academics and that is it, and they never talk about, you know, actually it's not a humanized experience, I would say. It's something very surface level that they teach you, they leave, that's it. And I think this was something that was so important, and it is so important for a 17 or 18-year-old, that the instructors are so actively present in your lives. And there are so many, my peers and myself, they're instructors who have been with us since freshman year. They know our sorrows, our good bits, and over 4 years they kind of like build this relationship of the kind of like parents that we know in a home away from home. So that is very true, that I've personally, and that is something so helpful, that in academics or in anything that you have to talk about, I think the number of times all of us have cried in an instructor's office is just, you know, it's unmatched. So that is, and especially with humanities and social sciences, the courses are so, they're not entirely technical, there's not just numbers, it's not just labs and stuff. So uske andar I think especially the instructors are, the classrooms are, the numbers are 25, 30. So ek aapka ek bahut personal relationship build ho jata hai by the end of the course with the instructor. So, and that is something that is really really impactful, especially when you're in your first or second year in LUMS.
That's a new dimension to the discussion, because जिस तरह आपने कहा कि courses ही इस तरह के होते हैं, they're not very technical, and they probably make you think about your own existence, about your own beliefs, and then you converse with your instructor, and then you develop a very strong bond with an instructor.
Because even in classroom, when you're having a class participation, it's not just you say something, the instructor notes it, you get a point for it, that's it. It turns into a discussion. a lot of students are narrating their personal experiences. So it becomes this safe space where you're having a conversation with the instructor, with your fellow peers. So I think that is a very, very important bond, and it's a very comforting experience as well for the students.
चलो ठीक है, इसका मतलब है कि we are living up to our claim जो हम करते हैं कि we have an open door policy, and it's not just about academics, it's also about, it could be about your personal stuff, it could be about many things, whatever you're experiencing. You could, with comfort, discuss everything with your instructors, of course. Before we go to Hashmi Saab with another question that I have just gotten on social media, I would like to remind you that our applications for the undergraduate admissions are now open. You can apply, and it's very, it has been simplified a lot. So all you have to do is submit an online application, just fill in your data, let us know the school of your first preference, the school of your second preference, and then with the supporting documents, just send your online application our way. The deadline to submit your online application is 2nd February 2021, and the deadline to submit your supporting documents is 4th February 2021. At the same time, if you have any questions with regards to the admissions, what you can do is you could also write your questions down down wherever you're watching this program in the comment section, and our social media team will pick it up and they're gonna share them with me. I'm gonna talk about it. But at the same time, even after this program, you can still get answers to your queries. All you have to do is simply use the Ask Admissions button on the application portal, and like a Facebook chat, a chat between you and the representative of the admissions office will be maintained over there. So you could write your question, you will be getting an answer. Then again, if after 2 weeks you have another question, write over there, and our admissions representative will respond. Okay, so Hashmi sir, a question जो मुझे इकरा से आया on social media, it's के what's the reason behind an increase in the demand for humanities and social sciences courses? So ये बात बिल्कुल सही है. पहले जैसे ये आप भी बात कर रही थी कि पहले डॉक्टरी करनी है और इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ना है, इंजीनियरिंग स्कूल में जाना है, सिर्फ वही होता था, और अब इट्स चेंजिंग. एंड आई एम श्योर अनुष आपके भी ऐसे एक्सपीरियंसेस शायद थोड़े से हों. तो व्हाट्स द रीजन बिहाइंड दिस सडन? Is it a sudden change or it has gradually happened?
I think if you look at about 60, 70 years ago, the leading programs in Pakistan were humanities. So, hamare literature ke, look at the famous people, name 10 famous people in Pakistan, you'll find 8 of them are famous because of they were great writers or great lawyers, or something, starting from Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal.
Good.
So we used to have very good programs. Then for about 30, 40 years, the investment and the kind of attention that needed to had to happen, those programs dropped, and वो हमारे basically collapse कर गए. We didn't produce any wonderful research. The best people weren't coming in to join academic teams. And now LUMS, starting with LUMS, but other places as well, other good universities, I can think of Habib, I can think of a number of other places, that whole, we've picked up, and now we are producing the research, we have excellent academics, we are joining these programs, so wo sab kuch ho gaya. On the demand side, on the industry side, there was always a demand.
Okay.
So if you ask engineers or doctors, from my generation at least, about 20% of them are working in engineering or medicine. The rest of them are kuch civil servants ban gaye, which is humanities basically. Uski skill training to humanities की है. जो engineers हैं वो भी management कर रहे हैं या वो कुछ और ऐसी चीज कर रहे हैं जिसकी actually engineering से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं. So there was always a demand from the skill set side, and that demand has expanded as our industry becomes more diverse. The sort of जो आपका sector है of which requires marketing और ये और वो इस किस्म की skills of analytical skills, writing skills, communication skills, ये सारा sector expand किया है, which is services, goods and services. Services वाला sector expand किया है, and that also is requiring the skill set which is delivered by the humanities side. So that's the reason for the apparent expansion, but the need was always there, and it's always been expanding. It's just that from the university side, we didn't have very good programs for 20, 30 years in the middle.
ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही. And on my way, I was coming to LUMS today. I was thinking कि अभी कुछ social media पे एक debate चल रही थी between Pakistan and India के जो CEOs and worldwide at all these big companies and पराग अग्रवाल हो गए, सुंदर पिचाई हो गए, उसके बाद सत्या नदेला वगैरह, ये सब वो लोग हैं जिनके पास बहुत ज़्यादा टेक्निकल नॉलेज है. बट एट द सेम टाइम इट गॉट मी टू थिंकिंग कि ये CEO कैसे बन गए. एंड CEO बनने के लिए, टॉप मैनेजमेंट पे आने के लिए आपके पास इट्स नॉट जस्ट द टेक्निकल नॉलेज दैट यू शुड हैव, it's so much more. I mean, it could be how to deal with people, how to deal with the society, what's good for the society, managerial skills. So all of that, all these skills, you get some flavor of everything at the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at LUMS. Anush, जब आपने LUMS अभी join करना था, तो and you were thinking of joining the Humanities and Social Sciences School, I want to know कि उस वक्त क्या opinion थे in your own family, in your own with your relatives या friends में कि नहीं इसमें तो आगे क्या opportunity होगी, teaching में ही जाओगी सिर्फ, research में ही जाओगी सिर्फ, तो क्या उस वक्त thought process क्या था पूरा?
Actually, my sister is a LUMS graduate as well.
Okay.
So she graduated in 2017, and her major was management science from SDSB. And there was a strong opinion that she held that I should do the same degree. And actually, the first semester I spent taking courses from SDSB.
Okay.
I was planning on a transfer, but then I started. I mean, it wasn't my temperament. I didn't enjoy them as much, and then I took economics courses, and then I moved towards political science. So there was basically a new interest each year. So I started with going to business, then I went to economics, then I went to political science. And out of all of them, I think I've enjoyed political science the most. And I realized that I love writing, I love reading, I love debates about this and all of that. So there was not much discussion in the family because obviously my sister was already from LUMS and we've established that it's the best place to be. So that's a running opinion, but that is true that how I'm Elia said, so many bari do bhane doctors hain. And then there was this sharp turn and there are like no more doctors in the family, so now the latter two are from LUMS. But I think personally it has never occurred to me that I might not get a good job or this is not something that is basically required in the corporate world, because what I've from the alumni stories and from what we see around, if you're good at what you do, then it doesn't make a difference. If you're studying anything, that might somebody who is not that well versed in the prospects of LUMS might think that it's something that is not going to land you anywhere. But I think in LUMS, if you're passionate about what you're doing and you are focused about it, I've seen people with I had a management science instructor who was an engineer, and I think how Sir Yasser said that it's so divergent and everything is so achievable when you come to LUMS that you go past these fears that will I get a job or will I be employed right after I graduate, because you enjoy what you're doing so much and it is such a rich experience that I'm pretty sure that if I learn it well enough, it's going to land me somewhere. I
agree with you 100%. As I was telling you, I went to Karachi with Bakar, and he was saying to the students who were sitting over there, that corporate sector maybe now they prefer hiring those people who are happy with their life. तो अगर वो आप खुश हैं अपनी ज़िंदगी में जो आप करना चाहते हैं उससे जो आप कर रहे हैं उससे, then I think it has a very strong effect on everything that you do every day. From the time you wake up in the morning to the time you hit the hay, आपको it's a different story every day. And again, आपकी बात से the purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. तो बिल्कुल सही बात है. A big question again from social media. It's being asked from SAF, by SAF, are transfer students allowed at MGS HSS for undergraduate and graduate programs?
They are allowed. There's a particular time window
ठीक है।
at which during which they apply, तो वो I think वो online अगर देखते रहें तो वो announce हो जाएगी. And then we have certain requirements जो in detail वहाँ पे लिखी हुई हैं. They have to have spent at least 1 year at the other school wherever they're coming from. They need to have very good academic
ठीक है।
sort of background. So वो requirements हैं basically.
Yes sir, inter-university transfer भी is possible?
Sorry, I thought it was inter-university transfer they were talking about.
School and inter-university both.
हाँ, inter-school transfer, okay. अगर आप लम्स में हैं और एक स्कूल से दूसरे स्कूल में जाना चाहते हैं वो काफ़ी मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि इट इज़ ऑन अवेलेबिलिटी.
Okay.
तो कुछ सीट्स अवेलेबल हों, खुले, लोग उधर से उधर जाएं तो फिर वो अवेलेबिलिटी होता है. एंड इट्स लाइक एडमिशन एट लम्स, इट्स ऑन मेरिट.
Okay, okay.
यही प्रिंसिपल अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज के ट्रांसफर पे भी अप्लाई करता है
ठीक
कि
है।
इफ वी हैव स्पेसेस अवेलेबल इन सम स्कूल्स देन दे विल एंटरटेन ट्रांसफर स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज.
Okay.
सो यूजुअली हमारे कुछ प्रोग्राम्स आर वेरी हेविली ओवर सब्सक्राइब्ड.
ठीक
आई
है।
थिंक इंजीनियरिंग के अंदर या कंप्यूटर साइंस के अंदर कम ही जगह निकलती है. बिजनेस स्कूल के अंदर मैनेजमेंट जो प्रोग्राम है उसके अंदर भी कम होती हैं जगहें. लेकिन कुछ प्रोग्राम्स हैं जहाँ पे वी हैव सम कैपेसिटी, तो वहाँ पे उस डिसिप्लिन के लिए अगर आप ट्रांसफ़र कर लें तो इफ़ योर एकेडमिक्स आर गुड यू गेट इन.
ओके, बिल्कुल सही. और ये बात अक्सर हमसे पूछते भी जब अपने सेशंस वगैरह भी कर रहे होते हैं कि वंस आपने एक स्कूल में एडमिशन ले लिया है लम्स में और उसके बाद जब आप अपना स्कूल ट्रांसफ़र करने की बात करते हैं, दैट इज़ अ वेरी टिपिकल थिंग टू डू एट लम्स, ऑल्दो इट इज़ पॉसिबल, बट अगेन it's dependent on a seat becoming available.
1% is, you know, the chance.
1% तो
1%.
मतलब
Yeah.
बिल्कुल ही नहीं है. इले आपका वैसे कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस आपने देखा हो जहाँ पे कोई बच्चा ट्रांसफर हो गया हो?
Of course, I've seen students and have handled transfers in and out of the Gurmani school. I myself was a transfer student from LSC to LUMS. So
Okay.
I've had that experience as well.
अच्छा,
So I had to
अच्छा.
had like a 3.9 at LSC to transfer over here. तो दोनों experiences हैं.
Oh my God, 3.9 at LSE and then फिर आपने
फिर यहाँ पे
ओहो.
ट्रांसफ़र हो गया एंड एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर ऑफ कोर्स आई हैव हैंडल ट्रांसफर्स, बट जैसे बताया सीट्स मिलना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है.
ठीक है.
वी हैड एसडीएसपी के स्टूडेंट्स हु वांट टू कम इनटू आवर स्कूल एंड दे हैव अ 3.8 बट दे कांट कम बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव द सीट टू ऑफर.
ठीक है.
So
तो हम किसी को भेज क्यों नहीं देते SDSB से लेते हैं?
so if they
तो
also
उनको भेज
have
देंगे.
नहीं if they have seats तो हमारे भी जाते हैं. So काफी movement होती है.
ठीक है.
But it gets difficult as you get into your junior
course.
year or your senior year. It does get difficult.
तो यानी जूनियर और सीनियर में तो बहुत ही मुश्किल है,
Yes.
ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
ठीक है. So if you're planning on applying to LUMS, मतलब make sure you already know where you're gonna go. At least school तो आपको पता होना चाहिए, फिर आप within that school you can definitely change the major. और ये question भी हमें काफी ज़्यादा आता है. Okay, I've got another question that is from Ayat about the scholarship opportunities. So before we go to Yasir Saab about the scholarship opportunities, I should let you know, in addition to 100 merit scholarships, we also have need-based financial assistance available. So उसके लिए आपको हमें अपने सारे documents वगैरह देने पड़ेंगे. But again, जैसे मैं बता रहा था, we have simplified the process of filling in the of letting us know that you are interested in availing financial assistance from LUMS. उसका सिर्फ सिंपल प्रोसेस ये है कि आपने अभी अपनी सिर्फ एप्लीकेशन करनी है, एडमिशन एप्लीकेशन, and then you just have to let us know कि whether or not you'll be needing financial assistance from LUMS. So once you have been offered admission at LUMS, then आपको फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस की एप्लीकेशन फिल इन करने की रिक्वेस्ट की जाएगी एंड फिर आप फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस अपनी फिल इन करेंगे एप्लीकेशन, हमें रेलिवेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स देंगे एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू योर नीड असेसमेंट we'll decide how much we can offer you. But however, I should let you know that LUMS is a not-for-profit university. It's a private university. It has been funded by private entities. And at the same time, we have disbursed 7.8 billion rupees as financial assistance till now since inception. So yeah. Yasir Saab, we keep saying we have 100 merit scholarships. So what are the grounds on which a merit scholarship is awarded to a certain student?
The merit scholarships are awarded on the same criteria as the admission score. तो जिसके
Okay.
अंदर बेसिकली आपकी एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस अप टू दैट पॉइंट जो होती है,
ठीक है.
उसके बेसिस पे जिसमें SAT या जो भी टेस्ट होता है, आपकी प्रीवियस स्कूल रिकॉर्ड, वो सब कुछ हम इनकोऑपरेट करके वी मेक एल्गोरिदम सीक्रेट है, कोका कोला के फार्मूला की तरह. So we make a list, and
Okay.
the people who are on top of the list, we offer them. We have 100 merit scholarships.
ठीक है.
Some of them are 100%, some of them are 50% or इस तरह से होती हैं. Then, but the larger part of our financial assistance to students goes on the need-based scholarships.
ठीक है.
So वो merit पे award नहीं होती. You get admission into LUMS and you have a need. तो हम assess करते हैं कि जी, okay, so what is the income? What are the assets do you have? Do you have any assets that you can liquidate? कि आप,
ठीक है.
because our point of view is education is an investment. अगर आपका प्लॉट पड़ा है तो हम आपको नहीं देंगे वो थोड़ा सी आप प्लॉट बेचेंगे, put the money in your academic career.
ठीक है.
So इस तरह की we have a very strict criterion, and according to that, those who have the need, we give them the money that they need to study at LUMS. Now again, some of that money is given as a grant. You just take the money, and some of it as a interest-free loan.
Okay, yeah.
So you 50% या 30%
ठीक है.
grant है और बाकी सब जो interest free loan है.
ठीक है.
And the idea is कि once you graduate, you help someone else
Exactly.
climb up the same ladder that you have climbed up.
बिल्कुल सही. जैसे यासिर साहब ने कहा, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, कि अगर आपको लम से ग्रांट मिल भी जाता है एंड दैट्स नॉट 100% जो ग्रांट है और 50% मिलता है, तो बाकी 50% आप इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन ले सकते हैं लम से. दैट बाय द वे बिकम्स पेएबल वंस यू ग्रेजुएट एंड इन वेरी इजी इंस्टॉलमेंट्स अटैक. तो अनुष आपके पास आता हूँ. वी आर लेफ्ट विद लास्ट 3 मिनट्स. तो एक मुझे सवाल पूछने का बहुत शौक है, और वो ये है कि जब लम्स का टेस्ट दे रहे होते हैं तो उस वक्त क्या फीलिंग्स होती हैं? सैट थे, आपने सैट दिया था, ACT या LCAT, आई बिलीव आपने सैट दिया होगा. लेकिन कितना मुश्किल है सैट के लिए तैयारी करना, और अगर करनी चाहिए तो कैसे करनी चाहिए?
I have a very interesting admission story. So I took a gap year for LUMS. I got in 2017, and मेरी पहले दिन ही आ गई थी acceptance. लेकिन मेरे levels में condition नहीं meet हुई. And like as I mentioned, my sister was like LUMS ही जाना है, and I was like मैं LUMS ही जाना है.
जी, आपने A लेवल की कंडीशन की बड़ी अच्छी बात की, मैं भी बात करूँगा इस बारे
So
में.
मेरी and I had seen LUMS life really closely because my sister was in LUMS, and
Okay.
I took a gap year. Then I did not repeat my SAT, but I gave 2 A levels exams again, and then I got into LUMS. So SAT जो था उसके लिए I think it's very different for everybody. क्योंकि some students are very particular, they take academies, they go to like 3-4 months. कुछ बच्चे बिल्कुल ही सिर्फ वो Barron's की book पढ़ के Khan
Yeah.
Academy, and that's how I did it. I did
Okay.
it from Khan Academy and Barron's. So that was my preparation for SAT. I did not give LCAT या SSC वाला exam, so I just gave one exam and
Okay.
OA levels with it.
ठीक है.
But it was not difficult. Like personally for me, I think it took me 2 weeks of proper SAT ki tayari, and that was it, to get
Sorry.
me admission 2 times. Because I used the same SAT, so I got in LUMS twice on the same SAT score, so it's not very difficult.
Okay.
But I think आपके O levels के जो grades और A levels के
Yes.
grades, they matter a lot.
और आपकी इस बात से मैं थोड़ा सा मतलब थैंक यू फॉर पॉइंटिंग दैट आउट. And it must be a very unique experience. और मुझे भी कई दफ़ा ऐसे ना, आई एम कनेक्टेड विद ऑल दीज काउंसलर्स विद ऑल दीज स्कूल्स, सो दे कीप सेंडिंग मी क्वेरीज कि हमारे एक बच्चे का ग्रेड ऐसा आ गया पर उसका A levels का ही प्रॉब्लम. सो मैं थोड़ा सा मैकेनिज्म समझा देता हूँ आपको. सो व्हेन यू आर अप्लाइंग टू लम्स, आपको कुछ मिनिमम रिक्वायरमेंट्स पूरी करनी पड़ेंगी. सो एडमिशन क्राइटेरिया में सबसे पहली बात है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपका O levels का बैकग्राउंड है तो यू नीड टू हैव एवरेज ऑफ B in 8 subjects. ठीक है, एक तो ये चीज़ हो गई. दूसरा ये कि आपको A levels में 2 B's and a C की एवरेज चाहिए होती है. एंड देन अगेन जैसे कि आपका जो भी सारी आपकी एप्लीकेशन है, एंड अगेन योर परफॉर्मेंस इन द एडमिशन प्री रिक्विजिट एडमिशन टेस्ट. मगर O levels का आपका, हम जब आप अपने एप्लीकेशन हमें सेंड करेंगे, विल बी लुकिंग एट योर O levels ग्रेड्स, आपका जो आपने एडमिशन टेस्ट में किया, मगर आपने बाय दैट टाइम आपने A levels का भी एग्जाम नहीं दिया होगा. एंड हम आपने जो हमें इन्फॉर्मेशन दी होगी, वी विल ऑफर यू एडमिशन on the basis of whatever you have. That is if you have fulfilled the minimum requirement, or how we think that you are a good fit for our school. उसके बाद जब आपने सिर्फ A levels में minimum requirement को meet करना है 2 B's and a C की, और अगर average 2 B's and a C is average, और अगर वो नहीं होती तो फिर आपको admission नहीं मिलेगा.
It's a conditional offer.
It's a conditional offer.
When we send it out, it's a conditional offer, and it's conditional on you getting at least a BBC average on
BBC
your
average.
on your A levels.
बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल ठीक है.
And every year some people have the same kind of problem that Anush had, that वो हो जाता है, and usually I mean they improve their grade and they get in later.
ओके, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही. और हाशमी साहब, लास्ट में कोई एक मैसेज जो आप देना चाहेंगे स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने अब अप्लाई करना है.
I would say be humble, learn and follow your passion. I mean, no way you can fail with these criteria, I think.
Be humble, learn and follow your passion. इसके साथ आप फेल नहीं हो सकते. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही. Thank you so much, Hashmi Saad. Thank you so much, Ilya and Anush, for taking time out being with us. I am sure our audience are now in a much more informed situation with regards to what they want to do, the school they want to apply at. And at the same time, I should let you know कि आज हमारा मुश्ताक अहमद गुरमानी School of Humanities and Social Sciences का webcast था. Tomorrow, inshallah, as I mentioned in the beginning, we will meet you for the School of Science and Engineering. Day after, we will see you for Sheikh Ahmed Hassan School of Law, and the webcast for the business school is on Friday. Inshallah, we will have a 45-minute meeting at that time as well. Please take good care of yourself, and if you have questions, please let us know and write to us at admissions@lums.edu.pk. And at the same time, last night, please remind karwa do, if we already haven't had a session at your school, LUMS information session for the undergraduate programs, please make sure you're writing to us at amar.salim, ammar.salem@lums.edu.pk, and I'll schedule one for you and for your school. Take good care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum.